Hi everybody, it's Diana Haley here with Uta Hagens, A Challenge for the Actor, Chapter 16, Bringing the Outdoors on Stage, something I have zero experience with. So this was a little weird for me. The only time I've ever done outdoors on a stage was when I was in this film, but I was right outside of a door that was leading me inside, so it wasn't, I don't think it really counted, quite frankly. So I suppose for this one, we can try to imagine like being in a meadow or being at the beach or something like that. She says to have a physical relationship to the space. So that means just being aware of your body and how freely your body can move given the space. Our bodies tend to move more fluidly and with ease when we're outside, more so than when we're inside. So that's something to think about. She says, observe your body depending on the imaginary event. So the things that are going on in the scene and the set itself. So think about the distance, the height, and the depth. Like, how high is that tree? How deep is that lake? You know, like if you're afraid of like drowning or something like that, which total legit fear, but you know, you might like go, ooh, that's like really deep. You know, imagine how deep that lake is, or like how high that tree is. You know, you could always like, I always admire like really tall trees, so I'm just like, wow. You know, and so on and so forth. So she says, for the presentation, explore what we do about our responses to nature, not just how we feel about it. So the ones that I just showed you, those examples, were pretty much just how I feel about certain things that I would see in nature. So it's more about exploring what we do while we are in that setting. So, you know, I could just sit there and admire the big tall tree for a really long time and go, wow, that's so nice, you know. Or I could like do something like this, go, you know, and like really like show kind of how high the tree is. Or like how deep the lake may be, or maybe how itchy the grass is, or something like that, to actually do something rather than just either showing or saying, showing how we feel or saying like, I don't like grass. Like, you know, you have to, obviously, acting means to do. So in whatever environment we are in, especially being outside, we need to show what we would do in that situation. So she says, create and interact with nature's realities. Example, at the beach, you may test the water and jump back from the cold water, and make sure it's a purposeful task that lets the audience know where you are in nature. And I think that that's a good idea for like practice and things like that. Like if you were to, for example, play charades or something like that with your family, and you guys were doing, say, places, you know, and you had like a certain amount of places that you had to act out, you know, you could like dip your toe in and then like back up and go, woo, you know, or like, you know, shake off your toe or something like that to show maybe that there was water or excess sand or something like that. And they would go, oh, she's at the beach, you know, and then that way you would know that whatever place that you were reacting to, whatever environment or aspect of nature that you were reacting to, would come across clearly to the audience. The condition of the scene in nature will affect experience and physical reactions. So, for example, if it's like, say you're at a park, and you would assume, you know, a day at the park, oh, it's nice and sunny and there's like a little breeze and, you know, I'm walking my dog. But what if it's muddy and rainy? That's totally gonna change your experience, and it's going to change the way you react to nature. And that kind of reverts back to the expectations thing that I was talking about earlier, where you would expect a certain thing but it's failing, and so like now you have to go find something else to do or go wash off, and maybe you'll cuddle up at home or something like that, whatever. Or like you go to Big Bear and you expect it to be cooler, and you know, you've got like some of the fake snow or whatever that they have up there, and it's just hot and dry, and you end up coming home with a sunburn after skiing. Like, that's weird. Or at least it's unexpected, and probably unexpected for me. I clearly don't go skiing. Or sticky and humid environments, or a stiff and a freezing environment. You know, you expected, you know, to go to this place that was nice and warm, and then you go and it's freezing and you're miserable. That would be me. So, yeah, so it's kind of, it's part of expectations, but you need to make sure that whatever you choose to do, if you're going to create a scene or create an environment, that you are coming across clearly that that is where you are in respect to the scene. I don't have any more notes on that one. That one was a little bit difficult because, again, I don't have any personal experiences from stage or from film that I could relate to this. So that one, do the best you can, and maybe somewhere down the line I'll be able to come back and read this and go, oh, okay, I have a little bit more clarity about this now, because now I've actually done it and I've had to, you know, push myself in that sense. Anyways, she says, have a cause for sensory reactions. Don't just show it. Make sure there's a reason for doing what you are doing. Yep. All right. That was hard. Okay. Chapter 17 is coming at you. Bye.